Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, listen, subscribe, share, hit that bell button so you can follow us every time we drop something. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. A lot better than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, man, that's
the House voted swiftly Wednesday evening to kill Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's effort to oust Speaker Mike Johnson from his leadership post. The resounding vote in Johnson's favor, which came with the help of Democrats, brings an end to the most serious challenge to the speakership the Louisiana Republican has faced, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, when she came out today, they weren't expecting her to really do this. I think that they had thought that they had talked her out of it, but I think today she's been having a few like meetings with Mike Johnson, kind of backdoor meetings and stuff like that, and they were in the back room, I should say, backroom meetings, and she was saying that she came out the meeting. She's like, I don't know I don't want to bring up any of the conversation. I kind of want to keep things under wraps. And then all of a sudden stuff got leaked, which I think was stupid on their part, leaking her stuff. But at the end of the day, it kind of led her to doing. And then Mike Johnson had like a little quick interview today where he kind of almost laughed at her to agree. He was like, yeah, I hear that Marjorie might do this. And he kind of scoffed at the idea of her doing it. And then all of a sudden, right after that, she got up on there and she went ahead and called for his job, pretty much called for a speakership.
Well, I mean, I think after they got rid of Mike McCarthy, she was just feeling like, I could do this anytime, and everyone's looking at her like, no, that's not how government works. You know what I'm saying? You can't just because somebody's making the government function not the way that you like it, you can't just kick people out. But she's a joke anyways.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, she is who she is to that party. She's very much,
she's a disruptor. That's all she is.
I mean, and they've allowed that to be her and Matt Gaetz or whatever his name is. Those two kind of were
Eddie Munster.
Yeah, those were the two who pretty much got McCarthy up out of there.
Yeah.
But I think today the vote was I think she only got like 40 something votes out of the 400. I think about 420 something members of Congress, and they needed 200. She needs 218 to pass to get anything done, pretty much. And she got 40 something votes, man.
I mean, that shows how much popularity she has in her own party.
I think 193 Republicans and like 130 something Democrats voted for Johnson to stay in office. You know? But it took Democratic votes for him to even stay. Like Democrats had to save his job pretty much because the 196 wouldn't have done it. He needed 218. They would have had to keep on voting until either until they had to get rid of him or whatever. It just that what they're trying to do is trying to keep some sense of structure. We're going into an election year. We can't have it to where we don't have a Speaker of the House. There's just, turmoil within the House. And I think the Republicans right now, the Democrats looking at them like, man, we're not going to save your job again.
Yeah.
This is their saying is that we don't know if we're going to do it or not. But that's a strange thing to ever see Democrats.
Well, I mean, that makes sense too. It's like the Republicans are like, look, we have to look like we know what we're doing during an election year. A lot of jobs are on the line right now.
Yeah.
Especially the presidency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not acting, she want to be a disruptor. She's part of the MAGA party, which is nothing wrong with that. But she's also one of the people that was trying to overthrow the United States government.
Yeah.
So of course she doesn't want the country.
So was Johnson. They said that he was like one of the primary people involved in that whole entire January 6th, coup idea. They said that he was too. I mean,
that's crazy. And they still get to keep their power.
They're both from the same kind of party. She just angry with him because I think he was against he voted against Ukraine. He voted against a bunch of things that he's now kind of supporting. But it's because he has a different, he no longer can be a person who can just throw rocks. He has to be a person who actually picks the rocks up and puts them in the right position.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I kind of think that she's really angry about. And she feels, I mean, I think Trump even told her not to do it, allegedly. But me personally, what I really believe, I feel like Trump is like feeding her, because I don't think she would have done it without Trump.
Yeah.
I don't think so,
I think
man.
she was just trying to make a play for herself.
I don't think she would have done it without him, though, man. I mean, he is the MAGA party. You think that she's going to do something? Trump don't want us to look like a person who's really wants turmoil.
Yeah.
He doesn't want Mike. I mean, look how many things Mike Johnson has helped get passed. He helped get past the whole entire, what was that? The defense bill, whatever that was, or the foreign aid bill, whatever that just was right there. I mean, he's putting votes on things and helping out with things that in reality are not good for Republicans. They don't look good for Republicans. They just don't. It doesn't look good. Remember when Barack was in office? what they always say? They always said that I'm gonna be the person who makes Barack a one-term president by not getting anything done.
Yeah.
By not having any votes.
Well, yeah, that was what's his name? The one the guy kept freezing.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, Turtle Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to look at it like that. I think they're really looking at him as like, you know what, man, when you were with us, we all were against all this stuff. Now you got with them and you got to actually see the paperwork, like what's going on in the secret meetings. You get to see all the documents that are kind of top secret. Now he understands that this is not a joke. I can't just sit here and say we don't want to do this and we don't want to do that. There's consequences to that.
Yeah, there's things that are going around. It's an integral thing that happens in our government that we don't see to make it function so we can have our nice little barbecues and not be bombed like other places. Mm-hmm. But one thing I like to speak of is that I guess Trump, Teflon Don.
Teflon Don.
Ooh, excuse me.
Jesus.
That's my victory pizza for Teflon. Florida Judge Eileen Cannon has indefinitely suspended former President Donald Trump's classified document trial. The move has been widely anticipated for some time and marks perhaps the greatest legal victory in Trump's struggles against his 4 major indictments. The trial was previously scheduled to take place May 20th. Cannon gave her reasoning in respecting Trump's right to due process and the public interest in the fair and effective administration of justice. She's been doing stuff to delay it and put it off. And, Jack Smith has been questioning her. But it's crazy how it's like they just let her do it. And she was appointed by him. Now, folks, this is the Florida case of the espionage.
Yeah.
That's the important one to me.
They're trying to say that, you got a bunch of people who are more right-leaning are saying that Jack Smith's been caught lying. So it's been a lot of that being said. I'm not sure what they're saying he's lying about, what they're saying he's done, but and they say,
did he lie about stealing documents?
They said somebody took some files from somewhere, just something, man, that just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do more research on it before I really truly speak on it. But at the end of the day, man, he's not. If he beats this first one, they're not trying him for anything else after that. They've got Fannie Willis. They're trying to put her.
They're trying to put her on stage right now. Yeah. Like, come on.
You know what I mean? They figured out what to do to how to get through this process. I saw.
They're making it so. Well, the people waited too long. You waited till an election year to do it, and he has time to postpone. If you would have brought it up against him last year because you had all the evidence, you would have been fine. So you played like DJ Khaled voice. You played yourself.
Yeah, they only got one. I mean, this first case, this first case doesn't go through, it's a wrap, man. If this first case doesn't,
what do you mean? He already lost the New York one.
What do you mean?
The documents and whatnot.
What doc? Are we talking about?
Or no, the
hush trial, hush money.
Yeah, not the hush money trial. He had the one in New York about the Trump org.
Oh, but that's like a civil case.
Yeah,
man, it's civil, and they can't
still
take
lost.
him to jail, but you can't take him to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing they can. If you can get taken to jail for something, I guess that's more probably bigger than anything else. I mean, like I said, it's just this other one's kind of a misdemeanor. It can like lead to which is they're trying to get a felony out of it if they can. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see this hush. I don't see this other one even being probably put in front of a judge again. If he wins the election, this is done.
Yeah.
They're not even bringing this back up again. Period. You know what I mean? That's my personal opinion.
No, they ain't gonna double try him and stuff, but they got some weird laws going on. Like there's one I want to read to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of blowing my mind right now. It says college anti-Israel agitators could be sent to Gaza under a new House GOP bill. So here I'm gonna read a little bit of the article for you. A new House Republican bill would send any person charged and convicted for illegal activity on a college campus to Gaza for at least 6 months.
You know this. I mean, I'm not trying to cut you off. I want you to.
It's good.
That's ridiculous, man. They can't even do this. Doesn't even make any sense. You can send somebody to a foreign war zone because they're agitating about. They're just doing this is pandering at its finest. This is the biggest form of pandering in history. Hold on.
No, we don't need to finish reading this BS.
Like it needs to be read. It's very, very good article. It needs to be read.
Yeah.
When I read, this is what brought this to mind. Like when I've had a conversation on my Facebook page where I'm talking about lobbyists and what those lobbies do for you. If you don't see this level of pandering, you're not lobbying right. That's what I say about Israel. You guys are lobbying right. You guys have a small sliver of society. There's probably 15 million, 20 million Jewish people in the entire world, maybe more, 25, which is a sliver of society. Minute. But look how strong those people are. They run 2 countries at least. that we know of. At least 2 countries.
Israel
I would
on
even
this
say
one.
you could probably give them UK and a couple other ones too on that aspect. But that's what a lobby can do for you. A lobby is basically like a team of people you put together and you fund them with money so they can go out and basically fund basically candidates for different positions, whether it's a congressman, whether it's House of Representatives, Senate, president, mayor, governor, whatever it is. This is what you do. And then you fund them, and then you kind of tell them what you would like to see happen in your favor. You know what I mean? And this is the ultimate case of that. This is teaches you something. They're willing to put up something that they know there's no way in hell they can pass. I mean, even if they passed it, it can't ever become law. But let's go ahead and finish the.
But I mean, we don't really need to finish it. I mean, it's like Representative Andy Ogles, Tennessee, introduced the bill on Wednesday alongside Representative Randy Weber of Texas and Jeff Duncan,
Tennessee and Texas,
of South Carolina, in response to ongoing anti-Israel demonstrations, anti-genocide demonstrations, let's keep it real, on college campuses across the country. Several of those protests have turned violent with clashes between police and activists, as well as hundreds of activists being arrested across multiple campuses.
So a bunch of southern states now want to go and fight for Jewish people. This is crazy fight. I mean, it's nuts to me.
And then arrest you for protesting something happening outside the country, and then arrest you and then charge you with a crime, and then send you outside of the country to go work for those people.
He's saying
madness.
Ogle, whatever his name is, Oglesby, whatever his name is. He said in his statement basically like, "Hey, these guys want to sit here and defend terrorists, and let's send them over there and see. And I bet they wouldn't last a day. You wouldn't last a day just talking to somebody. He's just one of those people that you can just tell he was, picked on in school. Yeah. You can just tell. Just say that he's going to send an American citizen to a war-torn country, and then say, "Oh, this is what this means. We'll teach you a lesson." I mean, this is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. This is the most waste of space for congressmen. This is your representative. You need to get rid of him.
Yeah, no, totally. Because think about it, if he's willing to do it for them here, what if in your hometown, in your home state, you start saying something reckless? Then he want to pass a bill that's going to send you to a foreign country.
Ask him, does he believe in the Constitution? Ask him, does he? I mean, these are people who will spout out, we're constitutionalists. I believe this is these kind of states right here that tell you that you shouldn't kneel or not stand for the flag. These are the same people who will tell you this stuff. I believe in the Constitution. I'm for gun rights. I'm for the right, blah, blah, blah. But this is what they want to come back and do and say some shit like this, man. Shit that doesn't even make sense. That'll never happen. You're 18. We're going to send you to Gaza to go fight with Hamas. Not saying they're sending you there to be on Hamas's side, I guess they would say, or whatever the case may be, because you're not even pro Hamas. You're pro not killing innocent people.
Yes.
And so who am I fighting for? If I'm fighting for the innocent people,
actually, there was a college student that came out. Speaking of that, we'll get into it. There's a college student that came out and they were listing their demands because they have demands. Mm-hmm. They said they want to know where all the money is going to these universities, where they're spending it.
Which they should.
As they should. They want the money to stop going to certain lobbyists that are taking the money and funding foreign wars with the money. They had a lot of demands. I'm gonna talk about it on our next episode. I'm gonna pull that up so everybody can see it, because I mean, these kids aren't just out there screaming. These are highly intelligent students, and a lot of them are losing their scholarships. They're not being allowed to graduate.
With those names being put in any kind of dockets, like I said, man, Bill Ackman, go back and look up people.
They already had one guy come out and said any of those people that have been arrested can't be federal judges.
I mean, go look up. Bill Ackman's one of the largest. I think he's a hedge fund owner out there. He's huge. He's a Jewish. I believe he's a Jewish American. He's basically said he wants a list of all the names of people who have boycotted, protested, whatever the case may be, against Israel, and he's going to go ahead from there, and he wants to block them from getting any jobs at any kind of Jewish, or any of his people's firms or anywhere like that. He wants to block
or any other firms, because they're just going to they're going to blacklist them, and that's crazy. You're protesting a foreign government. You're letting people operate here in America that are stopping you from thriving in your own country because you're nah, man. All these people need to go. Absolutely. They need to go. They don't need to die. They just need to go.
Absolutely.
You got to get up out of America. I don't play that.
And so you look at what
judge me by my race, not by what your country's doing.
Absolutely.